Hello my good smelling friends, Ify here with another honest review featuring a fragrance which had the potential of becoming one of the greatest scents in the history of perfumery. It was released before two of the most successful perfumes ever created, Dior Sauvage and Creed Aventus. Of course, if you have watched my 7 superb fragrances for men for summer, you know what I'm talking about, which fragrance I'm talking about. It's Escada Sentiment. Yeah, I'm showing 2 bottles because I purchased another backup bottle. But looking at the bottles, I really like and really enjoy how this one feels, not only just the look. Even though it might seem as a feminine bottle at first, but there's a bit darkness to this red. It's not a bright red, it's giving it a bit of masculinity. Also the shape, it's kind of a V-shaped bottle, but I really like the design of this bottle. It's simple but yet interesting. Now more about the bottle. Okay, so I'm not just reviewing Escada Sentiment, I am comparing it to Creed Aventus and Dior Sauvage, because those 2 fragrances are 2 of the most popular and most successful fragrances in history, and this fragrance could have gotten that success. So disconsidered and at the same time discontinued. But hear me out, don't just think this will be expensive because it's discontinued. There is still stock left and it sells for a decent price still. I am comparing this to Creed Aventus and Dior Sauvage, and I will pause here and say from the start that this is no way this is a clone. Okay, so get that out of your mind. This is not a clone. It can't be a clone. It was released before those 2 fragrances, and even so, if the history of fragrances have shown the possibility of a fragrance that was released before a more popular one, smelling similar and being considered a clone, like Hawas by Rassasi is considered a clone of Invictus Aqua, the first release, then no, this is not even as close as those 2 are. So, getting back to the comparison, first of all, let's all agree that Creed Aventus and Dior Sauvage have a similarity. I mean, it has that clean, manly, mass appealing scent. You know it, you've smelled them, you know they have some similarity. Well, this fragrance is constructed, it's put together in the same way. I would say that this reminds me more of Creed Aventus rather than Dior Sauvage. Let me read you the official notes for Escada Sentiment. In the top notes we have lime and juniper berries. In the middle notes we have nutmeg and pink pepper. And base notes we have sandalwood, vetiver and cedarwood. So it was in the opening where I felt that this was most similar to Creed Aventus, because it has lime and juniper berries, so citruses and juniper berries, where Creed Aventus has citruses and pineapple. So this smells like a tropical version of Creed Aventus in the opening. Also to my nose, in the opening, because of the lime, because of the tropical effect that the juniper berries give to the fragrance, to my nose this smells like a tropical drink. And this is it. This is mainly the fragrance, the structure of the fragrance. It doesn't get too much on the side of the bottom notes or even the mid and bottom notes. This is where the fragrance spins around this juniper, tropical juniper berries, which gives the fragrance not only the tropical aspect, but it also has a clean aspect and also a, let's say, a smooth aspect. As the fragrance dries down, as it gradually gets the woody notes up top, it will have this smoothness from the sandalwood, but that's mainly it. That's how the fragrance develops and remains on the skin. And this is actually a good thing, because this is the actual character of the fragrance, and this is how the fragrance should stay on the skin, with this clean aspect, this citrusy fruit and clean male fragrance aspect that this fragrance has. At times this fragrance might give your nose the feeling of a shower gel, a fruity shower gel, but clean. This effect doesn't bother me. It's not giving the fragrance like a cheap quality or anything. I think that overall it is a great scent, either not marketed properly or released too soon when the world was not yet ready for such a scent, because you can consider it being a classic because it was released in the beginning of the 2000s, but there is nothing classic in the smell, okay? So it's just the ear. The smell is very, very modern. This and the fact that they could have added a bit more strength to the fragrance, either released an eau de parfum or an extreme version of this, even though if you go with more than just 3 sprays in the same, let's say, area, not spot, you will get a much better performance. On clothes, I got 12 hours on clothes with this fragrance. So I don't think the performance was the reason why this fragrance not only got discontinued but didn't have such a great success. I think it's like an Aventus version created by Escada. I've smelled women fragrances from Escada and most of them have this tropical vibe. The bottles have those nice fruitful colors. I think that this fragrance could have had a much greater success, but as it is right now, it's worth purchasing for the decent price it's still being sold at. But if this gets completely out of the market and its price will jump higher than, let's say, £60 or $60, then this will not make much more sense. Not while you can still get Dior Sauvage and all of its clones, and of course Creed Aventus and all of its clones. And that was it, guys. I hope this video made you realize that either this is a really nice hidden gem that will do really well in your fragrance collection, or if you just realize that this is just a pass for you because you love Dior Sauvage and Creed Aventus and probably you just own those two and don't need this one. Either way, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until the next one, keep smelling great.